Some in Colorado's Asian American community aren't buying the suspect's explanation.
That's because the deadly shootings come as there's an uptick nationally in violence and discrimination against Asian Americans.
And people told us just because you don't hear a lot about hatred targeted toward the community doesn't mean it's not happening.
As Denver 7's CB Cotton reports, some worry the issue is being ignored and underreported.
How we perceive Asian women to be this, we're going to say yes to everything and do everything.
And perceptions, Tron Wills, she says they prevent people from seeing the whole view.
This has been going on for so long that we just learn to live with it. And especially Asian women are like, we're not living with this anymore.
So she's using her voice to show everyone who she is.
I am a Vietnamese American woman. I was born and raised here in Denver. And I am first generation.
And to share what she and other Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders face.
I never thought to lock our doors before the pandemic like we do now.
First, Wills, a salon owner and entrepreneur, says the ongoing pandemic brought words of hate.
I actually had clients call and say, I don't want to see any Asian women, at your salon. Please don't book me with an Asian woman. And that was the first time I broke down.
And this week brought actions she'll never forget.
Because I knew it was going to happen.
On Tuesday, law enforcement in Atlanta said a man gunned down 8 people. 6 of the people killed were women of Asian descent.
I see my mom, myself, my sisters, my employees, they are my family. And if anything was to happen to them, I don't think I wouldn't know what to do.
The suspect told police his actions weren't racially motivated.
This was a hate crime. No, he targeted 3 massage parlors. I don't know how much more evidence or common sense we need that this is what happened.
A report released on Tuesday by Stop AAPI Hate just prior to the Atlanta shooting shows Asian Americans were targeted in nearly 3,800 hate incidents in the past year.
There was worry for me to come to work today. Should we open? Should we not?
Will says the uptick in violence is just one product of racist language used by communities and leaders.
That language being used since the start of the pandemic, calling it things like the Chinese flu.
In Colorado alone in 2020, 37 incidents were reported, ranging from verbal abuse to vandalism, shunning, coughing and spitting, workplace harassment to physical assault.
Those incidents being compiled by Colorado nonprofits to better track the violence against those in the Asian American and Pacific Islander communities. Deborah Yim of the Asian Pacific American Bar Association of Colorado says many attacks go unreported.
Our Asian community tends to stay silent about these things. I think it's really important that these incidents are reported and they're recorded so that we can begin this important work of systemic change.
Systemic change, Will says it will also take people changing their perceptions.
I think everyone has to do the work.
In the meantime, she's left to mourn and to fight for those who've been hurt or taken.
We're going to do our best. It's not going to be just today, and I know I'm going to continue to fight harder.
CB Cotton, Denver 7.